You're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I am Elisa. Woo! Okay, so we got the King of Cups and the Five of Wands. So we have this benevolent, heart-centered, emotionally balanced, empowered king, and we have this conflict. So when I pull down the conflict, we have a King of Pentacles, and we have this offer, and we have sort of defending yourself. So maybe defending this opportunity. This King of Pentacles is needing to defend this opportunity that's coming his way. Or maybe somebody's upset that this opportunity is coming to this King of Pentacles. When I pull down this, we have the Hierophant, Eight of Swords, oh my gosh, Two of Pentacles, and Tower. So what I'm getting, what I sort of took from it is there's this Tower moment, and what I immediately thought of is there's this reading that came out recently called The Tower Moment Reveals Who is on Solid Ground and Who is Not. So I'm going to refer to that. But there's this Tower moment, which is kind of like causing a shakeup and maybe releasing anxiety. But what I got from this combination is that there's the law is being laid down about this situation, but it's like a fair outcome. So perhaps whatever this outcome is has to do with an opportunity that's coming to this King of Pentacles character. And it's a fair outcome, but still there's going to be a lot of conflict about it because somebody might not be entirely happy that this opportunity is coming to this King of Pentacles. Okay, so when I go to the Mystical Shaman, I get Lightning and the Seer. So this is interesting because this is a kind of analogous to a Tower card, and we just got the Tower card. So this is like, you know, pretty big drama, but this is kind of like some sort of like illuminating moment, like a light bulb moment where you're just like, something comes to light and it just like, it sort of just shakes up the whole, reality, you know? So for example, this thing that's happening today in the world is there's been like all this exposure of like sort of maybe untruths in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. So like the sort of like bringing this to light is sort of like, it's basically an earth-shaking moment for, you know, both the people involved in that case. That's like an example of the lightning, what that means, whether you agree with Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. Like, I don't really have an opinion either way, though it does seem like the truth is kind of leaning in a certain direction. But I won't say anything else. Okay, so the Seer. So this is kind of like following your inner guidance. And it's important to do that during this sort of shakedown moment. There's like an awakening, empowering. So somebody is kind of rising up out of this transformative. We've got fire and lightning, so that's like, I just immediately thought of the whole I've seen fire and I've seen rain and I've seen, I forget, you know, like the James Taylor song. That's what I immediately thought of. And River Phoenix. I don't know where that's coming from, but you know, I thought of him because of the Johnny Depp reference. But anyways, showing my age, I'm going to the Light Seers and we'll see what comes through here. Interesting. Oh my gosh, this is really interesting. Okay, So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So there's like an abandonment or loss. That's sort of the underlying situation. And what's interesting, so this card came out yesterday, and it was like there was some deception that was happening and like had like negatively impacted this person. And so like this person was actively trying to like heal themselves and like raise their vibration, you know, instead of like lashing out about whatever had happened to them. You know, they're like really are just trying to do the work, raise their vibration, and attract to like a better situation to themselves. Like that's what I get. And this person was in yesterday's reading. Well, what's interesting is this vibration healing person, we got the Magician, so manifesting, and then we got the Star. So they're manifesting this healing and recognition, you know. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of conflict and drama around. So I think there's like, they're having to maybe heal a lot of anxiety. There's a reading called Overcoming Fear and Cycles of Abuse. I think that might be relevant here. You know, so they're fearing the worst, even though they're really working hard on trying to heal this situation. They're fearing the worst because there's all this tension, you know, but there's this angelic force that's pushing back all this negativity. So there is all this negativity and toxicity around, but this person is like really working hard to attract a different situation to themselves. And it's like, the other thing that just came to me about this is like they're a lot closer than they think. Like it's like it might not seem like it, but like they're about to like have this huge breakthrough and they don't know it, you know. That's kind of what I got. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I got. So okay, I'm going to Bianco Nero, pick a couple on the ground cards and see what we get. But this is like, it's definitely like this huge shocking turning point. Oh my gosh. And it's like a game changer for sure. OMG. The on the ground cards are like, whoa, super dramatic. Wow. Holy tamale. Okay, so we have the Hermit on the bottom. So this is someone who's kind of been like on a spiritual quest and like illuminating, raising their vibration maybe. But what we get here is we get the Ten of Swords. So like the end of suffering. I'm going to reference the beginning of the end because it was speaking to this moment of transformation and it being sort of like a tunnel that you have to sort of go through. And that reading was like the beginning of that transformation. And this is sort of like the end of suffering. Like, you know, this person might be expecting like the same old story to keep happening, that, you know, like maybe whatever lies have been holding them back, like they're expecting the same old unfair outcome that they've always had. But what it looks like is like, no, that's not what's going to happen this time. There is a message of truth and clarity that's coming out. And this can also be like a stalker energy, but it's just sort of like this truth is coming out, but it's almost like there's a lot of swirling drama around it, you know, like it's not an easy truth. But then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which fell right on top of the Star. So it's just like, this is like totally overcoming some sort of crazy situation, but it's almost like it's about to happen, and like this person doesn't have any idea this is about to happen. Like they're just expecting to get, you know, like to just get screwed, because they're like, well, I always get screwed, so like I guess that's what's gonna happen again. But this time it's not. It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be something that they are completely not expecting, and that they completely deserve, but for whatever reason, it just hasn't gone that way for this person because they've just gotten screwed. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. OMG. We're going to pick a couple cards. OMG. Wow. Okay, so this just came out in the last reading too. Growth. So, you know, and that one was all about like being liberated from some sort of thing that had been holding someone back. Well, they're finally going to be able to like grow, you know. And power. So this is a card of empowerment and divine feminine energy, which is interesting because the whole monthly May reading was about like divine feminine energy, sort of like being empowered. So I'm linking that here. And then we have self-love. So it's almost like this person is finally healing. You know, they've done all this work on raising their vibration, and they're finally healing all these cycles of abuse that have plagued them. And they've been taking care, self-love, and they're gonna rise above this circumstance. So there you have it. It looks like a super profound healing of a long-standing issue. And it's almost like, I saw this interview with Renee Zellweger once, and I forget who was interviewing her, but she was just talking about how like when someone gets famous, because this is kind of like reminding me of the Lucky Star reading, but like how it causes all this conflict in your family because there's all these like power structures, power dynamics that totally shift. And so it takes a long time for people to like recover from that. And I don't remember what she was referencing. Like, I don't even know if she was really speaking specifically about her own life, but I think they might have been talking about somebody else in the interview. I can't remember. But it's like a thing that happens, you know, and like that's kind of sort of what I'm getting from this. It's just like this total rise up of someone. They're going to get this big opportunity and it's really great, but it causes all this conflict around them because it's like almost like the person, it's like Cinderella. Like the Cinderella story has been coming up a lot too, where it's just sort of like, you know, everyone's like, Cinderella's a loser. She wipes up after us and nothing's ever going to happen to her. But then she ends up being the princess, you know. It's kind of like that kind of thing. So, check in soon.